Okay, I'm trying this again. This is take two of my very first video. So, obviously, um, there's benefit to just getting started because you never know what's going to happen. But I actually don't know if anybody's going to see this because I'm brand new to Facebook live streaming. And since I haven't invited anyone to like my page, just a few people jumped on and liked it when I was testing my live streaming. I don't know if this is actually going to show up in anyone's feed, but regardless, I wanted to get started. So this is each one of these videos. I think I'm going to keep them generally to about 5 to 7 minutes, maybe a little longer. You know, I'll probably adapt as my needs change as time goes on. But the purpose of these videos is I want to create I'm calling it an almost daily log of what my experiences are as I go through and make an effort to start a company again. And I did this years ago, but I did it with my friend Michael Zaro. We had some excellent experiences. I made a lot of naive mistakes, and hopefully I've learned from that now. And so I think what I want to do is, even if nobody ever watches these, for my own sake, I want to keep this as a business journal, a way to document my experiences, the challenges, the ways I respond, and in an effort that maybe others can learn from it. If people start to join, I would like these to become discussions, not monologues. So there are... I'm going through a training right now that's helping me on the idea that I'm working on. And one of the things they say at the end of every single session is take action. So not everything needs to be perfect before you begin. So I'm in a makeshift little, actually I'm in a closet. This is my little video station office. And since I wasn't sure anybody was going to join, I needed something happy up here. So there's my smiley face. But there's my scribbled down agenda of the first 5 things I want to tell you. And since no one's watching yet, it's fine. But for my own sake, I want to keep this and share it, and maybe people can learn from it. Maybe it doesn't matter to anyone but me. But either way, I'm excited. So real quick about my background. I started a company in my last year of college. And that company was based off of some cool observations that I and a friend of mine that we observed in trying to find business opportunities. And I won't tell the whole story, that's for another day. But the point is, we found a cool opportunity that wasn't being exploited very widely. We did the research, we jumped into it wholeheartedly. We worked side jobs to try and support the ability to pay employees and to have a little bit of living money, which was meager. But in that process, I made some really important mistakes that I'm hopefully learning from and doing differently this time. And one of them is that, like I said at the beginning, take action. Like when I learn something or when I know that something needs to change, it doesn't need to be perfect. Sometimes done is better than perfect. And so this time, as I go through, I'm going to just learn quickly. I'm going to fail quickly. Hopefully I'll succeed almost as quickly. So the reason why I wanted to start with that is I've been through this before. I ran a company for 3 years with my friend. We were co-founders. And I learned a lot. Had some great wins, some glorious failures, and this time around, I want to make sure that I can actually apply the things I learned. One of the things I learned is that in getting started, there are a lot of expensive things about getting a company started. You can start with just a few dollars, but there are some things that I know that I will come across and that we came across last time with regards to legal, with regards to financial setup and structure of the company. I've known way too many friends who started a gig with their friend and they didn't set up the proper paperwork and the proper financial processes and all the legal documentation that they needed, and they ended up in hairy situations. So I have spent a lot of money in the last week all on credit cards with zero balance for 15 months. Zero APR for 15 months. But it was all very deliberate money that I planned on spending. And this is something that I've been excited about for a long time. And I finally felt confident enough to go ahead and make the leap. So that said, I jumped in. And on the 17th, which was last week, I filed my application for my new business. And one of the things I spent a lot of money on was using an LLC creation service. I researched a lot of different services, including LegalZoom, which is one of the most popular ones. And the one I ended up choosing was Swift Filings, SWYFT Filings.com. The reason why I did that is because Swift Filings had consistently higher ratings, great feedback from people about their customer service. It was slightly less expensive for the base package, but I think I ended up spending more for the premium package than I would have with LegalZoom because of the add-ons that I got, but totally worth it because less than an hour later, I had everything done that I needed to start my company. And then I got some notifications that all the paperwork was back. I just needed to sign things and then resubmit them. And it was super easy, and they took care of all of it. In fact, I didn't know this when I first started my first company, but I created this company as an LLC, and then there's some modeling clay here, and I sometimes fidget with things. And apparently, I would save a lot of money by filing taxes as an S corp. So Swift Filings recommended that I do that and showed me the calculations. And obviously, they charged to go ahead and put that paperwork in for me, but I asked a few people, and that seemed like the way to go. So I did that as well. So I'm going to share the real numbers probably next time because I don't have the math in front of me right now. I'm in the process of setting up my business bank account and everything, which I couldn't do until my business was set up. So once I have all the real hard numbers in front of me, I am going to share those because I want people to understand that with low risk, low overhead companies, you definitely can start with just a few bucks. But if you're going to do something that has potential risk or legal ramifications, you got to start the right way, which is what I did. So it was worth the money. Okay, so number 2 was lessons learned. Essentially, just like I said, money spent on legal, money spent on proper financial and accounting software, that's embarrassing, is some of the best money I have ever spent because it comes back to bless you when things get complicated. So the way this all got started, I'm going to go there next, is, and actually I'm going to go ahead and post in the comments the post that I put on Facebook that started all this. Well, I didn't start all this. I've been working on and thinking about this stuff for years as far as like different business ideas. But the one that I actually decided to go with and that, I felt confident enough to make the leap was this one that I'm about to share with you. And what I did is I really wanted to have, I've been listening to some personal financial management books, and they talked about, different things about investments. And I've worked the last several months to get my investments to a point where I feel comfortable with my investment strategy. And I can probably talk about that another day as well. But one of the pieces of advice in there was about establishing multiple streams of income. And I am very interested in having multiple streams of income because what it does is it takes away your worry. And, if just like diversifying your investments, if you go through a layoff or if the work, if your numbers aren't as good that year or whatever the case may be, that means that you still have other sources of income that you can rely on. And that's what I needed, was that kind of confidence. So I made a post on Facebook, which I'm still looking for the URL so that I can post that for you, offering $100 if my friends could share some ideas of things that I could do as a side hustle. In other words, 2 or 3 things that I could do on the side to bring in a little extra cash. And I categorized those ideas. I got a lot of ideas that came back. and I was very happy about that. And this post is not open to the public, but I am switching it there. Now it's a public post. And I'm going to go ahead and post the URL here so that these ideas can be shared with everyone. Anyway, so I took those ideas and I ranked them, and I ran some numbers, and I categorized them based on 3 different categories. There's the post in the comments. I categorized them based on things that could actually provide a substantial amount of side income that potentially could eventually become, that sounds great, that could eventually become, could supplant my income, at some point in the future when I'm ready to go all in, truly all in on entrepreneurship again. Since I did it the living super meagerly route before, this time I want to make sure and set up a little bit of side income before I jump all in. So it'll probably still be a while. But anyway, so I offered $100 if anybody could give me an idea that I ended up doing and, that I went with. So I got a lot of feedback. People responded to that post. And I took all the ideas and I prioritized them based on some numbers for, how much I would be making per hour if I did that, how, what resources, training, time would be needed in order to take that on, that new source of income, and how secure it was, and the rapidity with which I could earn the cash. So I made 3 categories. Category number 1 was cash or income opportunities that could provide a realistic, sustainable source of income that I could rely on. All of these ideas take a little bit more investment, or quite a bit more investment and time up front. So they are not good ideas for quick cash, but they are great ideas for providing a strong, sustainable side income that can eventually become a foundational income. Category number 2 was things that that required a small, a minimal investment and were really sources of quick cash. So these are things like I signed up for Amazon Flex. People suggested things like Uber and Lyft. After doing a lot of research, it seems like after all your expenses on Uber and Lyft, a lot of times people make $2 or $3 an hour and don't even know it, because it looks like they're making $18 or $20 an hour, but they're, not. That's before you account for gas and car expenses and everything. So anyway, so just in an effort to learn about logistics a little bit more and learn about Amazon and make a little bit of money at the same time, I signed up for Amazon Flex, which is you go and deliver some of their local packages and their Prime Now deliveries. So that second category, first category was just things that could actually become sustainable income. Second category was things that are sources of quick cash. So Flex, Uber, Lyft, just at any time when I need a little boost in cash, these are things that I can, walk out my front door and go do and know that I'm going to come home with $50 or $100 or $200 or $300, depending on how long I do it. That was too long of a list. And then the third category was things that do not break my life workflow and at the same time give me a little infusion of cash. So not things that I would necessarily go intentionally seek out to do. Like, for example, one of them, over by a place that I go on a regular basis for church, there's a building where they take whole blood donations. And when you do that, it's not actually donations because they actually pay you for the donation. But, they pay $25. It takes me 20 minutes to get there. I really probably would never drive 20 minutes, participate for 30 to 40 minutes, and then drive back 20 minutes just to get $25. But since I'm in that area all the time and it's, just like a quarter mile from where I'm actually going to be on a regular basis, anytime I'm there, it's totally worth it to just stop by and spend a half hour reading a book while they take my blood, and then get the $25 and go home. So the third category was things that do not break my workflow. So I categorized all these ideas and I chose the top 3 in each category because there were a ton of ideas. and I started working. I made a plan for the top 3 in each category, and then, hey, Lamone or Lamoni, Limon, hermano, good to see you. Sorry, he just jumped on, and that's fun. We taught in the Missionary Training Center together years ago. Right? I think that's who you are. It's been a long time. Hola. Anyway, so I took the top 3 ideas in each of these categories, and I made a plan for how to put these into action and started working on item number 1 in each of these categories. And the one that has me most excited, item number 1 in the first category, which is something that can actually become a sustainable income. Wow, it's already 15 minutes, and I planned on these being 5 to 7. So maybe they'll be shorter in the future, or maybe people can just watch the portion that they want to see. But so the first idea in the first category was Amazon private label, being a private label distributor. So you do a fulfilled by Amazon setup, and I won't go into the depth on what that is right now, but essentially you use software to find unexploited opportunities where there's more demand there are high sales for a product but not great reviews. So it's very likely that people would eagerly jump to a new vendor if they could find a different Amazon vendor that had a better quality listing, better reviews, better customer service, things like that. So that's the one I chose. And I got excited about it, and I jumped all in, and I opened my business on the 17th. And so I've been doing a ton of training and research on that. I think I've chosen my first product. So I'll share more about that another time. But really today, my focus was to talk about conception to birth. This is the idea of entrepreneurship has been in me a long time. I did one company, like I said, coming out of college. I did a number of other just like small little experiments here and there. I tried to do a board game rental company and a bunch of other little things. But I'm actually excited to be dedicating significant resources and time outside of my normal work hours on this now. So the last thing I wanted to share is I wanted to share the process of how I chose what I was going to do and why I jumped all in. So the research that went into that, I talked to several people who messaged me after that post that I put in the comments. And those people are all doing fulfilled by Amazon private label selling. And, it just fascinated me because it's really a logistics math strategy play. Much more than, it's not at all like a, hey, come make a bunch of money real quick, because it takes significant risk. My friend who was telling me about it told me about how he got started, and that he just got a business credit card and put a lot of money down on his first purchase that he got through Alibaba to order products from China to really focus on an unexploited opportunity where there was a chance to do a better job selling a certain product on Amazon. So after talking to several people like that and running the numbers and realizing, what would go into this day to day and that it's something I would be passionate about and interested in, I decided that's what I wanted to do as my category number 1, idea number 1, for how to build side income that eventually someday could become sustainable and foundational. So I'm working on the other ideas. I'm going to be doing some VIP Kid, teaching English classes to, I think, mostly Chinese students online. Going to be doing a little bit of that. I'm going to be doing those things that don't interrupt my workflow, like giving whole blood when I go over to this church thing on a regular basis. So I'll be doing things like that, but this is going to be the one that's really going to be most consuming outside of my work hours for my day job. So anyway, that's kind of fun. Like I said, I plan to do this every day if I can, but I'm going to call it the almost daily log because I'm sure there'll be plenty of days that I get too busy. But I think regularly I'm going to plan to do this Monday through Saturday whenever possible. So I really want these to be a discussion. Obviously, it won't be a discussion yet because I think there are a total of 4 likes on my page at this point because I just created it and I haven't sent out invites or promoted it at all. But as I run some Facebook ads to promote it, and as I do, wow, 3 viewers, 3 viewers when I only have 4 people that like the page. I'm pretty excited about that. You know, you got to celebrate the small victories. Okay, we're back down to 1 viewer. But anyway, so I'm going to be doing these on a regular basis. I would like them to become discussions. I'm going to talk about the ways, you know, the research I went through to choose different business tools, and the current questions that I have, and I would love for people to participate. Facebook even allows me to invite other people to join me on the screen. So anybody who has ideas that they would like to discuss, or hey, Junior, thanks for coming. Anybody who has ideas they'd like to discuss or wants to participate and share the challenges they're going through in their entrepreneurship, or what they plan to do with entrepreneurship, or what they would like to do, that's also great. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Once again, don't have any office decorations yet, but oh, let me show you the little corner closet that I'm in, because I really want this to be a really authentic experience. I want to show you exactly what it is that I'm doing every day, and get your ideas and feedback. So this is literally a little closet. So with a tiny little window right here. So what I've done is I live in kind of an expensive area in Watertown, Massachusetts. Junior, hi, thanks for the comment. In Watertown, Massachusetts. And so because of that, I live with a few friends. So we're all in this same house. So essentially my room is my office. And to do videos like this and to have a consistent background for like teaching VIP kid lessons or doing things like this, I needed to have a separate space. So, so I took these shelves and put these up to have some storage in here, where I'm storing some of my work supplies for my normal job, and then some stuff for VIP Kid. Got my little tripod and my you know, boom mic. I don't know where I put my boom mic. It's up here. Anyway, just you know, a few things that I'm going to be literally recording these videos from this closet, and I think the background behind me and the things that we talk about will become more exciting as time goes on. But that is it for episode 1, and we are running at about 22 minutes now for the first 5-minute episode. But Junior and Lamoni, thanks guys for being here. Let me actually ask you guys a question. So Lamoni and Junior, have either of you guys done a business before, whether it was formally, you know, you had a business license and you were working on an idea, or if you just, maybe you did some, like you fixed iPhone screens on the side, or you did some, you know, snow shoveling or something. That was one of the ideas that came up. So do either of you have businesses that you've worked on in the past? Go ahead and see if, oh yeah, comments, look at that. Congratulations. Thanks, Lamoni. So a third person just came in and left. But Junior, what about you? Do you, Lamoni, sí, ¿ha hecho algún negocio antes? Tell us about it. Cuéntanos. Junior hasn't. You know what, Junior, though? I feel like you could teach people some social skills or something. Like, you are one of the most social people that I know. I love it. When I was at BYU, you were super friendly with people. And I remember the day I met you, I went home and I got a really nice Facebook message from you. So I don't know what you're passionate about these days, but I feel like there's a number of things you could do as a side gig if you wanted. What are you doing for a day job these days? And while we're waiting, I'm going to ask Lamoni. You said you had done a company. I would love to see in the comments what it is you did. Tell us about it, or what it is you're doing. So anybody who doesn't know Junior, by the way, if you get to be friends with him, like I said, super friendly, got more friends than like real live friends, not just Facebook friends, but real live friends than just about anyone I know. So Red Lemon Tech. So I'm going to see if I can. Do you have a button, Lamoni, on your screen that allows you to request to be part of my video? Because if so, I want to bring you on screen if you'd like, and you can tell us about it. If not, that's okay. redlemontech.com. Okay, well, let's look it up. redlemontech.com. Cool. You actually have a website. We do it all. Quality at a better price. Okay, software made easy. You're a programmer? I didn't know that. That's cool. Our passion is to deliver a high quality service and keep you satisfied with our work within your budget. We work in the way that it works best for you. Cool. Hey, well, congrats, man. So you know all about what we're talking about. um, oh, come on. Yeah, you do. He says I don't know how to do it. Sure, you do. Maybe you're running the business side of things and you're not a programmer, but that's super respectable anyway. I know that there's always this discussion of like coding monkey versus biz guy, but really they both have a really important role. Okay, so juniors maybe job searching. I'm going to keep my gears turning for you if I think of anything. What did you major in? I forgot what you majored in. Really, like I said, we should make you a social coach. Teach people how to be as friendly as you are. Everybody loves you. I'm sure they love you. I just haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, okay. So redlemon.tech.com, it looks like Lamoni says was something that his friends were doing. So, yeah. Okay. Well, cool, guys. This is fun. Do you guys have any suggestions? What can I do to make this like more interactive and more of a discussion in the future? Should I start with questions? Should I have an agenda up here of what we're talking about? I'm going to be doing this every day, or as I call it, almost daily. So I definitely want this to be an interactive experience. This does not need to be a monologue every day, but I do want to share very openly the things that I'm going through and learning as I start this new company. And I don't know who else just joined. I can't really see easily from here who the third viewer is. Third viewer out of 4 total people who like my page. So I guess that's pretty good numbers. But here's the tiny little closet that I am planning on doing these from. I will have, this is day 1. Well, actually, it's like day 3 because I started my business on the 17th last week. But I'm gonna make this a nicer place, more pleasing to look at, and everything. But any suggestions, Lamoni Jr.? I'm gonna try and see if it shows me who this third viewer is. About how to make this a more conversational, more like discussion-oriented chat. Facebook doesn't make that very easy because you guys can comment, but you can't talk unless somehow I conference you in here. But okay, well, we'll keep working on it. If you have any comments later, any suggestions later, great, let me know. I think what I'm going to talk about tomorrow is setting up the architecture for my business. So the software that I chose, the business organization type that I chose, and I have a ton of tools and parts of my architecture that I still have not set up yet, which is fine because I'm only on day 3, but I do want to move quickly. And so I'll share what I've learned, and then if anybody has any ideas, I would love to hear them. You did rec management, no suggestions right now. Okay, that's fine. But rec management, cool. Well, I will think of, try and see if there's anything else I know of that you could be part of right now. So anyway, wonderful to see you guys. Exciting, passionate life. Take action, whatever you're working on. I want to borrow that from this guy, The Amazing Seller, is a training that I'm going through for how to sell on Amazon, and he always says take action. So I'm going to say that too occasionally. I know I can't use it every day because that's his, but well, I'm sure he doesn't have it trademarked. So take action. Okay, well, have a good night, guys. Bye.